Good Sunday afternoon to you here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm Matthew Alvarez. You're looking at a photo from 2020 when President Trump and the First Lady, of course, traveled to Daytona 500 for that huge race there. We're going to see a lot of great live coverage here at Right Side this morning and actually throughout the afternoon. For those of you watching on the West Coast, good morning to you as we get ready to see some great moments there in Florida, including an Air Force One flyover and also President Trump inside that Secret Service huge vehicle called the Beast, right? It's a Cadillac. Well, we're going to see him as the lead pace car over all of the 45 drivers that will be driving around this awesome track. Again, the big race, of course, today. So a shout out to all race fans everywhere. Specifically today, of course, NASCAR, as we get ready to see a lot of live great moments once again here. All right, so again, 2020 was pretty awesome to see President Trump. Now, check it out, a nice live look there from EarthCam at Daytona Beach, Florida. Beautiful waters there at the Atlantic. We were talking about the Gulf of America just the other day, and we saw, of course, the beautiful sand and water. And even on the Atlantic side, of course, down there in Florida, everything looking absolutely gorgeous. The camera moving around a little bit there, but a great, great beach, of course. And if you've been to Palm Beach, oh my, it's beautiful there as well. So President Trump traveling from Mar-a-Lago to Daytona Beach International Airport. It's about 198 miles, about 200 miles between the two beaches. And the president will be doing, again, a flyover over the Daytona 500 Raceway, which will be quite awesome to see that here on the network. Also, what we all know is that the president will arrive at the Daytona 500 racetrack at around 1:10 Eastern. From there, the president leads the field on the racetrack in the Motorcade. So we'll be watching that as well. The president will also, I'm not going to give away all of it. We'll enjoy the moments as they happen as we see all of these great moments again here at NASCAR. So one other thing that I was thinking about is the fact that, of course, Ford and Chevy and Toyota and other manufacturers, will be represented today. So I thought to have a fun pool this morning, or a poll, actually. At the end of the day, it's do you like Chevy or do you like Ford better? Which one is better? So you have that. If you want to go to Matthew Alvarez, Ford or Chevy, you can go ahead to see if you want to pick each one there. I don't know why it says U.S. at the bottom there. Oh, it's probably because it's an American flag. It didn't transfer on the thing. But the latest numbers we have for the Ford and Chevy poll that we're just having fun with today, I believe Chevy is winning this poll. Now, I really like the F-150 pickup truck. I know a lot of you guys do too. So let's see the latest numbers. All right, so 70 votes, all right? So 70 people have said between the two that Chevrolet has a 55.7 edge over 44.3. So it's 55 to 44 Chevrolet over Ford. So if you'd like to take the poll, just having fun here on a Sunday, of course, just go to my Truth Social page and enjoy that. So we're also enjoying a lot of other things with the United States and sports, of course. Yesterday, in the Four Nations face-off for hockey, the United States beat Canada last night. So that advances them to the championship game, which is on Thursday night. They also have another game on tomorrow night, actually. So quite interesting. It was in Toronto, and there were some United States fans there with the flags and the jerseys, and Florida Panther jerseys, of course. They won the Stanley Cup. So it was great to see that. Dan Scavino Jr. on Truth Social, I believe it was obviously an AI image, had President Trump on the way to Daytona 500 standing there in the I don't even know what it's called, in the field in the middle, right? Having a USA hockey jersey on at the Daytona 500. So it's a great sports day here in America, even though right now football is not in season. Baseball's not in season. I guess basketball and hockey, right? So pretty much, but on Sundays, though, we're used to having NFL and that kind of thing. Well, today, NASCAR, and obviously we could follow Team USA Hockey as we see how they go and how they do coming up. Again, a live look, beautiful look there at Daytona Beach, Florida. Looking forward to checking out whether it's the Atlantic coast there or all the way around Florida on the other side, the Gulf of America this spring or summer. I know a lot of you go there, but if you're on the West Coast, of course, you enjoy the beaches, maybe Manhattan Beach in LA or up to Malibu. I know it's been really tough, though. We'll see how everything is done with the rebuild process of the Southern California wildfires. And I don't want to forget those of you that go to Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, all around, even in New Jersey, the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm sure we're all looking forward to a nice R&R, not Joe Biden style. We'll go for a day or two, maybe a week vacation, but we are all going to be back at it, of course, working hard here for the American people. All right, so let's go to Colonial Metals Group, a great sponsor here, as there is an urgent retirement warning. Even as President Trump stands up to China, we're told billionaires are fleeing Wall Street, including Warren Buffett, who dumped $133 billion in stocks. So that $277 billion is a different warning, but the point is having something like gold, silver, precious metals as a backup plan in your tax-sheltered IRA, your 401k to bulletproof that. You can get that right here with Colonial Metals Group. So also, I can tell you that the growing trade tensions and China's ruthless attack on the dollar have rattled some of the markets out there, of course. So you can get a lot of information that you need from this free gold guide right here. So it's freegoldguide.com/RSBN. It's 12:37 here on this Sunday. Thank you so much for streaming in as we get ready to see President Trump flying over the Daytona 500 Raceway. And then we're going to see that with Air Force One. We'll also see President Trump in the infield there at the track. So quite awesome to see all of this. I've been to one race in my life, the Food City 500 in Bristol, the Bristol Motor Speedway. I was there covering the day before, I believe it was, or the week before, the huge Coliseum football game. If you remember the college game between Tennessee and Virginia Tech, I was doing some local reporting the day before that football game. Well, I was able to see the Food City 500. Pretty cool to just see how it all works there with NASCAR. And then I've also seen the tracks without a race going, but I've seen Talladega before, and I've seen Pocono up there in Pennsylvania. So I grew up in an environment of some great people in Pennsylvania where NASCAR was a fun thing to do. But also, my buddy, he was a Dale Earnhardt fan. My buddy's dad was. And then I liked Rusty Wallace. So I don't know if any Rusty Wallace old school fans out there. That's as much as I know, to be honest, with NASCAR. I don't follow it every day, but it's always great to see great racers do their thing, you know, driving at those high speeds. And there's going to be 150,000 people between the infield and the grandstands today. And of course, to see President Trump there is going to be awesome. It's going to be blue skies. As we take a look at maybe the picture from the Motorcade from 2020, when he led the field there, it was quite awesome to see that live last go around for the administration. Of course, seeing the Beast lead all of the pace cars around. Director, do we have that picture of last time around there in Florida along Daytona Beach? It was pretty awesome to see that. So while we await the great moment in NASCAR history, we did see a quote from driver Chase Elliott, a NASCAR star, of course. Says President Trump's attendance at the Daytona 500 brings attention and a new perspective to the sport. Asked about a potential call from the 47th president, he said, "That sounds like we would have won the race, so that sounds like a good thing." That from Chase Elliott, and a quote from Fox there that got that there. So that'd be cool, right? And it'll be great to see the national anthem. Hopefully there's a flyover like there was in 2020. Other than Air Force One, there was like 4 or 5 huge, military jets just soaring over the absolutely great moment there. We're going to witness today. To be honest with you, I wanted to see this part of it. And right now our antenna, this is going to sound so old school, doesn't pull in Fox, where the Daytona 500 will air the actual race. So I was like, well, how am I going to watch this? Well, I get to watch it with you guys right here on RSBN Live. So it's pretty cool that it worked out that way. Here are a few fun facts for Daytona via Wikipedia. The most wins ever at Daytona 500, Richard Petty, 7 wins at Daytona. The most wins as a team is Petty Enterprises, Hendrick Motorsports with 9. And the most wins for the manufacturer. So which kind of vehicle is it? Well, before I say what I know here, it's won 26 times at Daytona 500. But if you get a chance, if you'd like to go to my Truth Social, Matthew Alvarez, right? I say Chevy or Ford or Chevy, which one's better? And I think about 70 people so far have chimed in on that. Let's see what the latest numbers are on it right now. So let's see. If we go to it, it looks like 53% say Chevy is better. Ford, 46%. Okay? So 121 votes. 21 hours remaining. I only want to do it today, of course, until the early morning hours of tomorrow. I'll release the huge results. I'm sure you're all on the edge of your seat to know which one has won, but we'll look at that tomorrow. So that U.S. that's there is actually supposed to be an American flag. For some reason, it transferred that way, but that's okay. I would pick, and I'll let you know what I picked. I did pick Ford. I do like the F-150. Now, the Chevrolet Silverado, awesome. The Camaro, great. I've rented a Camaro one time, convertible, quite awesome, right? The Ford Mustang, the Shelby, I mean, the movie Ford versus Ferrari. So many cool Ford movies out there, too. I remember, you can't go without saying the movie Days of Thunder. Come on, with Tom Cruise. How cool is that? And there's also other great racing movies out there. Fast and Furious, of course, is a totally different ball of wax. But still, when it comes to our country, I know we love our automobiles here in this nation, and I do drive a Ford, but it's not a truck yet, so I'd love to get a truck someday. Believing for that to happen, it'd be great for it to work out to drive a Ford F-150. I would drive a Chevrolet Silverado as well, because I do like trucks. All right, so I'm supposed to check something here. Go ahead, producer, say it again, please. Okay, so what am I looking at here, guys? I don't know what that is. Okay, so there's a presidential release. Let's see if I have this in my email right now. Let's see. I don't have that, and I can't see it from that far, guys. So I'm sure we could post that on our Truth Social and X as we are live here, continuing our live coverage, getting ready to see President Trump via Air Force One with a flyover. The flyovers are awesome, as you know. This is from 2020. I hope that the First Lady's there, too. I believe she will be. I mean, it's 200 miles to the south of this racetrack is Mar-a-Lago, so 198 miles away. So I'm looking on my email. I think I might have the latest email here. The presidential message on the 2025 Daytona 500. We do receive it. I did receive it from the Office of Communications at the White House, thanks to our COO, Grace Aldana, as well. If we want to take a look at that photo again, I could read it to you guys. All right, so the presidential message on the 2025 Daytona 500. Today, this is the president speaking, of course. I look forward to joining tens of thousands of American patriots in Daytona Beach, Florida for the great American race, the legendary Daytona 500, and the official start to the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series. This iconic race showcases the fastest, most fearless drivers in motorsports who represent our nation's love of tradition, competition, and automotive innovation. The Daytona 500 brings together people from all walks of life, from lifelong racing fans to first-time spectators. They all join in celebrating a shared passion for speed, adrenaline, and the thrill of the race. From the roar of the engines on the track to the echo of the Star-Spangled Banner soaring through the sands, the Daytona 500 is a timeless tribute to the speed, strength, and unyielding spirit that make America great. That spirit is what will fuel America's golden age. And if we harness it, the future is truly ours. This from the president at the White House there, as he's on his way, of course, to Daytona 500. He continues on saying, since the very beginning, NASCAR has carried forth a proud tradition of honoring our heroic service members for their unwavering courage. While fans from around the world gather today at Daytona International Speedway, we extend our unending gratitude to the selfless men and women in uniform who risk their lives to keep us safe. When the engines start or the checkered flag waves and all 500 thrilling smiles in between our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, and Guardians stand ready to defend cherished traditions like this, and for that, we are truly thankful. Melania and I send our best wishes for a safe and successful race. May God bless our armed forces, and may He continue to bless the United States of America. That released just at about 12:35, so 10 minutes ago, the Office of Communications at the White House releasing that message to we the people. And yeah, this is a part of what makes us up here is is NASCAR in a way, is racing, is Ford, Chevy, and whatever brand of vehicle. Can't forget about Dodge, of course. I know some people that drive a Dodge truck and other great vehicles out there. And there's a number of manufacturers, of course, today with today's race, from Toyota, Chevy, Ford, and on. I look forward to seeing what you guys think on Truth Social, on my Truth Social page, which one you like better. It's always that American question, right? As we like automobiles in this nation, who doesn't love going to a car show? I mean, there's one in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, a huge one on the East Coast, and I'm sure there's plenty all around the country. But the question for a lot of people is Ford or Chevy? Are you a Chevy guy? Or are you a Ford guy? Well, I'm a Ford guy because I like F-150s. However, like I said earlier, Chevy Camaro or a Silverado goes a long way, and there's some other great vehicles that both have. So, but anyway, which one do you like? You can go ahead and do the poll, and we'll share the latest at the end of the broadcast, which may be within, I don't know, an hour, 20 minutes from now. But guess what? It's not going to be me talking the whole time. We're going to go live to the raceway there, the Speedway in Daytona, seeing the Air Force One fly over, and also seeing President Trump in the motorcade in the back of the vehicle. I believe that First Lady Melania Trump will be there too. What a roar of the crowd we're about to see. And before I get to our next sponsor, just think about the whole genesis of Let's Go Brandon happened at a racetrack, if you remember. So maybe we'll hear some Let's Go Brandon chants, or we could just let that be in the past and we can move on and say, you know what, we've got a great common sense leader who has great cabinet picks up and down the field, if you want to stick to a NASCAR type of term there. All right, Tax Network USA, without these awesome sponsors, we couldn't provide you the live coverage we're about to show you here. And we also really think these are great sponsors, but we wouldn't work and partner with them. So Tax Network USA, 800-357-1415. If you're missing any taxes from the past, you can settle your back taxes with Tax Network USA. If you don't want to call right away, just go to tnusa.com/RSBN, get some more information on it, feel them out, and realize that these guys are actually here to help. They'll help any situation when it comes to taxes. So 800-357-1415 is the number. Let's see. There are some other fun facts I have here from the racetrack here. The Daytona 500 was the first 500-mile auto race to be televised live from flag to flag, the checkered flag, on network television when CBS aired it in 1979, continuing to air it until about 2000. Of course, Fox has taken those licenses and rights, through business, of course, and they'll be airing the race later, of course. What we're doing is more of the pre-race festivities here, obviously because it's the leader of the free world, the 47th Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States arriving there. We have access to the pool feed that we have partnered with here. So we'll be able to show you all of that coming up. I know that our crew is monitoring that in the studio control room. So as soon as we see that, we'll go to it as we're seeing that live picture from Daytona Beach. Also, Director, can we get those photos sent to us earlier of the motorcade leading the various race cars? Beautiful. There it is. Thank you. What an awesome moment that was from 2020, seeing the beast there at the front. And there are some other photos where it shows President Trump waving to the fans. I know that there's about, I think it's 70,000 in the stands and the rest are in the infield, but I do know the total is around 150,000 NASCAR fans it's sold out, will be there today and are already filing into the stands there. And what a great moment this is, because it's a nice day of celebration of our country as well. I mean, think about all of the older racers of the time. Richard Petty won the most races at this track 7 times. You think about the great Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. You think about Jeff Gordon or Rusty Wallace, and there's plenty of other ones. I mean, there's some, I was going to say Cole Trickle, but guess what? That's from Days of Thunder. So that's the wrong, that's not a race driver. That's from Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder. But anyway, so it's just pretty cool to see this today. I'm looking forward to watching with you guys. And, these are the moments that I know you guys like, and that's why we're airing this live, because when we see Trump Force One flying over back on the rally days, and I know you guys missed the rallies. I miss them too. And any rallies that will happen, we'll cover them, of course. And maybe there will be some rallies in 26. I mean, we have another whole election cycle when it comes to Congress coming up. So maybe President Trump will be out there a little bit. Who knows? I don't. So we'll see. But those moments that we've all experienced together as Americans, it's just been awesome. It's been fun. And it's just a good patriotic feeling. So whether you are a real big race car fan or NASCAR fan or Indy 500 or whatever, or you're just a patriot, just loving our nation, which not a crime. It's okay to do that, right? As the left-wing media would probably put it, that, oh, you can't, it's too radical to be a patriot. Wait a minute, that's what our country was founded on, patriots. Anyway, so just that patriotic feeling we're about to get today is nice, you know? And it's great to see a lot of great things happening for our country. As you guys have been watching here on RSBN Live, Robert McNeely the other day, seeing Air Force One take off. It was quite awesome coverage from the Gulf of America. If you missed our coverage from Friday, there were two different live reports from RSBN's Ashley Brassfield from the Gulf of America down in Florida, and it was just awesome to have that live report. And she was interviewing people right there on the spot, and it was great coverage there. Let's thank another sponsor as we are awaiting a number of great live events here at the network. As it's 12:52, we're approaching the top of the hour slowly. I do know that RepublicanRed.com is one of the great sponsors here at the network. We'll show you each bottle. This one is the Red Blend, the 4547. You can see the label here, and of course right there on your screen, wine for the right side. All you have to do is go to RepublicanRed.com. Use that promo code RSBN for more information and also to have a discount. Let's also look at the sparkling wine. This is the wine for the golden age of America, 45 to 47, RepublicanRed.com, wine for the right side, a great sponsor here at the network, and a lot of great reviews as well, as we look forward to possibly interviewing the owner of the network, or of the company there in the future. All right, so let's look at some more information as we are getting ready to go live to Daytona Beach. Again, Daytona, about 200 miles north of Mar-a-Lago, north of Palm Beach. A beautiful look at Miami, Florida right now live. You can see someone enjoying the water sports there in the bay near the ocean at this point. So Miami, obviously a beautiful spot in various areas there, and some great food too if you haven't been there in Miami, Florida. So we're, as you see at the bottom of the screen, awaiting President Trump's arrival at Daytona Beach Airport ahead of his appearance at Daytona 500. So as soon as we see Air Force One, we'll be going there, and we'll see the plane also fly over the Daytona Raceway there, the Speedway, and then we'll see the president, and I believe First Lady Melania Trump is with him. I haven't received any reports that she will be, but she was in 2020. So we'll see, unless she has a prior commitment when it comes to all things like this. Like the other day, she made the announcement that you can have a White House tour now. That's open. So the First Lady made that announcement. So we look forward to seeing both the Commander-in-Chief and his wife today. That'd be great as we're approaching 1 o'clock Eastern time. So just to go over some more details, again, we'll soon take you live there to Daytona Beach as the president will attend today's 67th Daytona 500 in front of some 150,000 fans. And of course, in 2020, it was quite awesome to see the Commander-in-Chief there. Just imagine if it was, I don't know, Biden or Obama or somebody else at the race. I don't think we'd get a lot of cheering. I think the Let's Go Brandon thing would be chanted pretty loudly, but you know, this is America, and we have freedom of speech here, and it's great that we do, and it's great that we have a moment that we'll be able to share together right here on RSBN Live, getting ready to go there to Daytona Beach. For those of you, again, I just want to remind you, I'll just remind you one more time, and then we'll talk about the poll a little bit later. But do you like Ford or do you like Chevy more? Well, there's a poll for that, and it's a shameless plug on my Truth Social. We all know I love my Truth Social page, whatever, but I do. Ford or Chevy, which one do you like? So you can go there and select and share in the comments some things. Maybe you like Toyota better. Maybe you like, you know, other car companies better. Kia, who knows? But there are some great vehicles out there. How about Tesla? You know, Tesla's a great vehicle as well. So Ford or Chevy, guys and gals, go ahead and vote. pass it along, and we'll read the results that we have so far at the end of this broadcast. The poll's going to be out there for about maybe another 18 to 20 hours. I forget how many hours are left on it right now, but I'll share with you those tomorrow, and I'll be in studio tomorrow for RSBN Live, and then Robert McNeely will be in the studio a little bit later tomorrow. Also, on top of that, speaking of Robert McNeely and Christina Loren and Ashley Brassfield, coming up at CPAC, they're going to be there interviewing great people next week. I believe it's starting on Wednesday through Saturday, even maybe Sunday. And then outside of CPAC, if there's any other news stories when it comes to like executive orders, that kind of thing, I'll cover it here at the desk in Alabama. Just to keep you guys well informed. Also, we'll have various streams. So we'll have a CPAC stream. We'll have another stream of any details from the White House, that kind of thing. And then if there's any kind of breaking news that we need to bring in, maybe Robert or Ashley or Christina, we could most likely do that as well. So looking forward to that coverage coming up as we continue this, no pun intended, historic speed and strength White House. That's what we see happening, and that's what we're going to see on the track today. We look forward to seeing the cars go by. Always the coolest shot in NASCAR, in my opinion, is when you have that still shot of the camera, the live camera, and the vehicles come roaring past at 150 to 200 miles per hour. There's 45 vehicles in the field today. A lot of Ford, a lot of Chevy, a lot of Toyota out there as we look forward to seeing that. But we also want to let you know about mybrightcore.com/RSBN. So Kimchi is a probiotic, great for gut health, great for immune support, anti-aging properties. You can actually look on the screen there. Of course, you see that as well. But if you go to mybrightcore.com/RSBN, you buy 2 Kimchi One products there that you see on the right side of your screen, you'll get one free. So always a good way to start out having a free item along with a purchase there. So this is really good stuff, probiotic for your gut, but also gut health, right? So it's all about making America healthy again. Obviously, diet and exercise, and then Brightcore, a great triple combination right there, the trifecta. And I can't say this report without saying, I need to run more, I need to work out more, and I need to cut out eating the extra pizza or whatever, just being real. But I should also get Brightcore. I know Robert McNeely has an order of this as well, and he said it's already given him just an extra boost as well. So there you go, mybrightcore.com/RSBN. Go ahead, if you buy 2, you get 1 free. We are approaching the top of the hour here on RSBN Live. Looking forward to seeing the possible flyover. This is what we can know, though. We will have a live shot from Daytona Beach. Now, a little bit inside baseball. When we work with the pool, a pool is networks that have their cameras at various events. You guys have seen a lot of coverage here, whether it's live from inside the Oval Office, the East Room, the State Department, or the Pentagon. Or President Trump or the Vice President Vance, their trips all across the country from Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio, California, Nevada for that rally for President Trump. That was our cameras there in Nevada for the rally, but a lot of the footage we're getting now is also through a pool camera. So that is just how it works right now. We do have plenty of staff when it comes to if we need to send somebody somewhere, we can do that. But in the meantime, today's pool camera, whatever they bring us live, we'll bring it to you. We do know we're getting a live feed from Daytona 500. So we will show you everything that we get here live in the moment. And you're going to have to listen to me for a few minutes until we get there. So we do know it's 1 o'clock, and we do know the race is scheduled to start within the hour. I believe President Trump for this is going to be super on time because we know that the national anthem is going to be sang at a certain time. Then the call to start your engines and the flyovers and all of that kind of stuff. And then President Trump and the motorcade going around the track. Like that all has to happen on time, of course, because there's a national TV audience for Fox that will watch the race. There's 150,000 people there. So this is not going to be, now I say that and watch it be delayed by 3 hours. I don't know, but I believe that it will be right on time today, and we'll have it here live for you. Again, this is the 67th Daytona 500 in front of some 150,000 fans. Looking forward to seeing a portion of this race today, but we won't have that race for you, of course. We're having the presidential coverage of it pre-race, but that's part of the fun too. So we're looking forward to seeing that. I did visit a few tracks in my time. If you're just joining us now, I might go over some of the information that some of you may have heard at the top of 12:30, at the bottom of the hour at 12:30. But I've seen Bristol Motor Speedway for the Food City 500. I was actually covering the day before, if you guys remember, the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Virginia Tech Hokies. Remember, they played the football game at the Coliseum at Bristol Motor Speedway. So I was working in local media, and we covered, a day before the big football game. But it was either that weekend or the weekend before. I don't remember because it was a few years back. I think it was 2017. But there was the Food City 500. So it was cool to see a NASCAR race, my first one, and I've seen two other tracks. There wasn't a race in that time, but it was Talladega and Pocono 400 up in Pennsylvania. We were driving a crew. We were doing a tropical storm coverage in Atlanta. I know I'm getting too much information, but it is what it is. So I was in Atlanta doing some storm coverage. We were driving back up to Nashville, and we went by Talladega. So we went and took the exit. I wanted to see it, and there were some people there that allowed us to walk in and see the track. So these banks are ridiculous, aren't they? How about Bristol? Like I literally was on like turn 3. Obviously not during the race, but in that pre-football coverage. And I wanted to see if I can walk all the way up to the edge wall of Bristol. That thing is like, it's ridiculous. I don't know how these drivers do what they do, especially at Bristol. It's such a short track. But Daytona, obviously a lot larger of a track, but still steep banks as well. And another thing I don't know how they do this is drive 200 miles per hour right near each other and try and pass and all that. It's just a wild sport. And what a loud wow. What a loud thunder of noise that we'll hear. So it looks like this is a live picture. Is that live, guys? It looks like it's live. All right. Well, there's Air Force One there. So I believe that is the Daytona Beach International Airport. So President Trump arriving there from Mar-a-Lago. So from Palm Beach International, flying up about 200 miles. So that takes 2 seconds basically, right? So it's a quick flight. He's there already. We'll see him come off the plane there. As soon as I see him, we'll go to that screen live and just listen in, especially if he walks over to the cameras a little bit, hear what he has to say. If he doesn't say anything, well, I'm sure we'll hear him a little bit later today at the race. Then he'll be on his way in the motorcade to the racetrack. This is a very cool part we're looking forward to here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. And I know those of you streaming in today on this beautiful Sunday in various parts of the country, it's beautiful now. How about those storms last night? Again, another line of storms from all the way Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and then all the way up north through West Virginia. Those of you guys watching in Virginia, all the way up to Pennsylvania, there were some flash flood emergency warnings, not just flash flood warning. There was an emergency warning in West Virginia and Virginia yesterday. There were tornado warnings in Alabama and elsewhere, Mississippi. Quite the storm. It wasn't as strong as one that happened just a couple weeks ago, but quite the storm to wake up to in the sense of being at 3 in the morning. But now it's blue skies, and at least in this part of the country, for those of you watching all over the place, whether it's Idaho or New Hampshire, Iowa, Arizona, wherever you're watching, thanks for streaming in. We're going to take you there live in a second. We're going to see the president on this beautiful Sunday, February 16th. Hope you had a nice weekend so far, and also a great Valentine's Day. And for those of you that, I'll just say it, those of you that are single, it's going to be all right. We're going to get things together, because I was single a few Valentine's days, and it was not fun. But with God, all things are possible, so don't give up. And I know you didn't join us for dating advice, so I'm going to shift out of that real quick. So 1 o'clock here, 1:05 Eastern time right now, and we're about to see the president. Why don't we do this? Let's just go there live, listen in on the plane, and then I'll join you here in just a minute. All right, there you go. I was just looking up the actual poll results for the Chevy or Ford. A lot of people now signing on there to Truth Social. So do you like Ford or Chevy more? And the latest numbers that I'm seeing right here on my Truth Social is, are you ready? All right, so Chevrolet, 54% of the people so far in the poll say Chevrolet. Ford, 45%. It's neck and neck, no pun intended. I like the F-150 more than the Silverado, but trust me, if somebody gave me one, I would totally drive a Silverado. But the point is, go to Matthew Alvarez on Truth Social and choose Ford or Chevy. If you guys like Dodge out there, go ahead and put it in the comments, and then maybe we'll do a one with Dodge. And if you want to add international car makers, let's do it. Let's have fun. As it's 12:13 right now, that was President Trump, of course, Air Force One on his way to do exactly this that he did in 2020. So we're going to have that all live for you. It's going to be fun to watch this together on this beautiful Sunday, February 16th. Wonderful to see the president there and on his way to that raceway. So the thing that's interesting is, if you look on a map, the Daytona International Airport, Daytona Beach International Airport is literally, I used to play football. I could throw half decently. I was slow as molasses, but I could throw. And from the airport, I think I could throw like a Nerf football all the way over to where the racetrack is. That's how close it is. I think I saw it right on the GPS. So it's going to take him just a few minutes to get to the racetrack. So let me see if that's true here. So 105, I'm looking at the presidential schedule real quick. The president departs airport en route to Daytona International Speedway. So yeah, at 1:10, I know it's 1:14, so it's a few minutes off here, but the president arrives at the Daytona 500 racetrack, literally 5-minute drive from the actual airport, getting all out there, you know, and stoplights or whatever. But, you know, I know President Trump and the team and that motorcade usually won't have to stop at a stoplight because it'll be all shut down anyway. So, all right, so looking forward to seeing the president arrive there at the Daytona Speedway in front of 150,000 fans. It would be quite hilarious if they're all chanting, "Let's go Brandon," because "Let's go Brandon" originated at a racetrack. It'd be kind of funny, but I'm sure more importantly, that aside, the chants of USA are going to roar through Daytona Beach, Florida. Looking forward to that. As we continue on our coverage here, let's go to mypillow.com/RSBN. If you're looking for any extra pillows or sheets, blankets, towels, slides, slippers, My Coffee, so many great products, more than 2,000 on mypillow.com. So go ahead to mypillow.com/RSBN. Now, if you buy something, obviously this helps MyPillow because, you know, so many companies, you know, wanted to be at a distance from Mike because of his great work. Like, he's a great guy and has great products and stands on the right side of history. Well, some of the woke corporations backed off. Well, let's help Mike Lindell out. mypillow.com. And then if you go /RSBN and use the promo code RSBN, you're indirectly helping us out as well because it's a partnership here. As we continue to expand and grow, as we continue to cover America First stories. Anyway, so mypillow.com/RSBN, the great Mike Lindell and the great MyPillow, great sponsor at Right Side Broadcasting Network. All right, so it's 1:16. We're looking forward to seeing the arrival of the president at the track. That's from 2020. I think it's awesome. I mean, if you look in the back of that picture there, you see all of the race cars in the back and President Trump leading the way and the crowd, I mean, going nuts, and then the car just driving slow by. It's going to be awesome to see this. And I know there are 45 drivers today working for the Daytona 500 trophy. So we'll see who wins that race. Of course, we'll be enjoying a few moments other than the motorcade driving around the track. I'm not going to tell you the specifics of it because it's better just to watch. It's kind of fun to just enjoy the moment together. So we'll do that. And but we obviously will see the motorcade, and that we can tell you. So it's 1:17 Eastern. The screen on the bottom right, that is a live Earth cam that the media is allowed to use, and we also credit them as well. But that's a picture of Daytona Beach. I know it moves around a little bit, but still pretty cool to see live pictures there, live pictures from the Daytona airport. And also just want to share with you, per our COO, she said that President Trump will spend tomorrow, of course, President's Day at Mar-a-Lago. He will be in Palm Beach until Wednesday. Then he'll be going to CPAC. So we'll have coverage, of course, live at CPAC with Robert McNeely and Christina Loren and Ashley Brassfield there live. later in the week, next week. I'll be holding down the fort here in the studio in case there's any other breaking news. Also, if there's any executive orders signed, anything like that happening, maybe there's going to be a press conference from Mar-a-Lago. Who knows? We know that we just follow it here at the network, and we're glad to bring it to you guys, especially not dipping in and dipping out of coverage. And maybe other networks may do that, especially in the mainstream media side. They all want to make sure they get their people talking and stuff. And here it's, sure, I'm talking, Robert talks, we talk, it's part of what we do here, but we definitely want to bring you commentary, but also the live picture of just enjoying the moment of what you see. Including from end to end when it comes to those executive orders that some of you have seen from the Oval Office over the past, 3.5 weeks. I can't believe the president has been in office for less than a month. Can you believe it? I mean, in 4 days, it's going to be a month. And he's done so many things for this country. And not only has President Trump done so many things, all of those cabinet picks are doing great things already for this nation. I can think of the AG Pam Bondi already having a press conference and working on green light laws in New York, or on and on and on. With now we have the Secretary of Health and Human Services, RFK Jr. I'm really curious to see what happens tomorrow through next week out of his office. Is he going to make some real good announcements to get maybe toxins out of our food? I don't know. I'm not a health nutrition expert, but I do know that we don't want to eat processed junk anymore in this country. I know it's easy to do sometimes. I mean, some of it does taste good, and I have eaten some of that food, of course, but still, though, it is good to get that junk out of our systems so we can be made healthy again in this country. All right, so while we await this great moment in NASCAR history in Daytona, NASCAR star Chase Elliott told Fox, he says, President Trump's attendance at the Daytona 500 brings attention and a new perspective to the sport. He was asked about a potential call from the 47th president, and Chase Elliott said, quote, "That sounds like we would have won the race, so that sounds like a good thing," end quote. So we'll be seeing the president here shortly. That's a great photo from 2020 at the Daytona International Speedway, seeing those awesome Air Force, it could be Army. I mean, I know Navy. All of the branches seem to have air power aircraft. So who knows which planes those are there? But maybe they're Blue Angels. But at the end of the day, we'll see what flies over today, if there is a flyover. I don't know if there will be one. I would think there would be, but we'll be watching it. All right, let's go to Colonial Metals Group as well as we await seeing the president in the next few minutes. As soon as we get that live feed, we'll just go there live and we'll just watch it together as the president will be entering into the Daytona 500 Speedway in front of 150,000 people. This is the 67th Daytona 500. We'll go over some fun facts here in a second, but we do want to tell you about the Colonial Metals Group. Of course, there is that urgent retirement warning when it comes to even standing up against China. We're told billionaires are fleeing Wall Street, including Warren Buffett, who you see on the screen there. Now, that says $277 billion warning. That's a separate one. One is $133 billion in stocks that he just dumped out of the system there. So he's just kind of like, okay, I'm not going to work with those stocks anymore. But we do trust the Colonial Metals Group because at the end of the day, a tax-sheltered IRA, a 401k, all backed in gold and silver, precious metals. You get this free gold guide. So just go to freegoldguide.com/RSBN. You get all the information you need to get the ball rolling for gold and silver. Obviously, gold and silver are always a high value, always great to work with a great group like this, Colonial Metals Group. freegoldguide.com. 1:22 Eastern Time, Sunday, February 16th. Looking forward to going to the Daytona 500 with you here as we watch this live coverage on RSBN Live. I'm Matthew Alvarez. Thanks so much for streaming in. All right, let's also talk about some fun facts for the Daytona 500 via, of course, Wikipedia. I can go to Wikipedia for this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Daytona 500, not terrible. All right, so the most wins ever, Richard Petty, 7 wins at Daytona. The most wins for a team, Petty Enterprises, Hendrick Motorsports, 9. Now this is the one that is fun because today, before I actually knew we were doing all this live coverage, I wanted to put a post out there. I knew President Trump was going to Daytona, and I know the question always is, amongst a lot of people that love automobiles in this country, are you a Ford guy or do you like Chevy? Are you a Ford? Do you like Ford or Chevy? So on my Truth Social, if you'd like to have fun with this, go ahead and click which one you like, Ford or Chevy. Now, I have to say, the most wins at Daytona 500 with 26 wins is Chevrolet. So Chevrolet has the most wins at Daytona. I picked Ford for that poll there because I just love the F-150. However, the Chevy Silverado, an awesome truck as well. But I know Ford F-150 is one of the best-selling trucks out there. But let's go with cars. How about the Camaro versus the Mustang or the Shelby Mustang? How about any of that? So go ahead, Ford or Chevrolet. If you don't like Ford or Chevrolet and you really love Dodge or you love Toyota or you love Hyundai or you love whatever, Honda, just go ahead and put it in the comments and let's have fun with it. Let's talk about which type of vehicle or manufacturer do we like more. So it's at Matthew Alvarez on Truth Social. Have fun with that. Thank you so much for participating. I do want to say what the latest is quick because I'm having too much fun doing this story today. It's a ball for me. All right, so 262 votes. Chevrolet has 54.6 of the vote. Ford has 45.4. Chevrolet at 54, Ford at 45.4. So those of you guys out there, I'll just say it straight up. So my father-in-law is a Chevy guy, and I'm like, come on, you got to get an F-150. Anyway, but he also likes Toyota Tundras. Well, anyway, so we'll see if he participates in that poll as well. So, all right, so it's 1:24. You have a live picture of Daytona Beach on the bottom right. I'm live here in Alabama. Hello. And then over to that side there, or that side there, is a photo from 2020 where President Trump and the First Lady was at Daytona International Speedway. Quite an awesome scene there, and looking forward to that live picture of the motorcade, again, going through the speedway there with all of the 45 race car drivers going around this track. Going to be quite awesome to see. Some more fun facts out of Daytona. So the Daytona 500 was the first 500-mile auto race to be televised live from the start flag to the checkered flag on network television. So this was the first 500-mile auto race to be televised on network television when CBS aired it in 1979. So just an interesting fun fact for those of you race fans out there, and just a shout out to all of you that are race fans out there. Those of you that are not, no big deal. I mean, at the end of the day, a cool patriotic moment that we can come together in this sport of NASCAR. And it makes me think of people like Danica Patrick as well, being a conservative former race car driver out there speaking about conservative values and voting for President Trump. Pretty awesome to see that. Maybe she'll be with the president and the First Lady today. Maybe she'll be in the audience. Who knows? But that'd be kind of cool to see. Growing up, for me, I had some friends that were into NASCAR. My best buddy's dad in high school really liked Dale Earnhardt. I liked Rusty Wallace, the two-car Miller Genuine Draft. It was just it was black car with like gold writing on it. I don't know, I just picked that one. And then I also, if you're just joining us now, is saying which movies that are pretty cool out there with the race car movies. Of course, Days of Thunder, always fun. The Ford versus Ferrari is cool. Fast and Furious, of course, is a totally different ball of wax, but still pretty cool as well. And there's probably a few other race car movies that I'm not even thinking of right now that you guys are saying, hey, what about that one? But, you know, they're fun to watch. And but really, if you haven't seen Ford versus Ferrari, check it out. It's a great, great movie about the Shelby Mustang and the Cobra, Ford Cobra, and that kind of stuff. So as we are at the bottom of the hour, 1:26 Eastern Time on this Sunday, February 16th. What a week last week of live events and live coverage from the White House, from press briefings to the president meeting with various world leaders. And then on Friday, if you missed it, speaking of, you know, more of a lighter feature type story, you know, we see the Daytona Beach there, obviously in the Atlantic, but if you watch our coverage from Friday, RSBN's Ashley Brassfield was live in Destin, Florida at the Gulf of America. So it was pretty cool to see her there. And also she was interviewing people that were out fishing, just walking, enjoying their time. And they're all very happy that it was called Gulf of America. I mean, if you think about it just on the basic sense of geography, yeah, so it's North America, Central America, South America. Why would that not be a Gulf of America? So anyway, a cool move there by the president, and many other great moves by the president that are much more serious, of course, when it comes to our southern border, when it comes to the great picks that he has picked for cabinet positions. I believe there are still 7 cabinet positions that are not confirmed, and I have that list right here. I'll just go through those real quick. We'll get right back to the race coverage, especially if we see the motorcade, but there are 7 people awaiting confirmation. There are already 16 that are already through. Here are the 7. At the FBI, Kash Patel, Secretary for Commerce, the great Howard Lutnick, and I might as well say the great Kash Patel as well, because they're both great people. All of these people are great. I'm not going to say great before each name. So, U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Elise Stefanik, the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez-DeRemer, the Small Business Administrator, Kelly Loeffler, and the U.S. Trade Representative, Jameson Greer. So those are the 7 people. Again, Kash Patel, Howard Lutnick, Elise Stefanik, Linda McMahon, Lori Chavez-DeRemer, Kelly Loeffler, and Jameson Greer are the next 7. So hopefully this week or by the next week, we'll have all 7 in their cabinet posts, and that is all systems go. You know, that is just as we see the pit stops today with NASCAR. When that crew comes out there, I don't know how fast it is now, but they go out there and they change those tires and they fill up that fuel, and you know, the driver gets some water, and before you know it, he's squealing the back tires and he's off to the races again. And so indirectly, sometimes we need that in life, right? We need a pit stop, whether that's with prayer and meditation or just to relax a little bit. We need that pit stop, get refreshed, get back out there and go. And that's what President Trump's second term looks to be very, applicable to that analogy is it's historic speed and strength. He called it this second administration, especially at the beginning, would be through historic speed and strength. And we've seen so many executive orders signed. We've seen so many great moves done for our country. This is video of the flyover, I believe I think this is from Dan Scavino Jr., and you see the grandstands there. Quite awesome to see that from the perspective of Air Force One. So that's what that looked like. How awesome is that? Just imagine being there and the roar of the crowd at that beautiful racetrack. Look at everybody there. This is great. From Dan Scavino Jr., the great media political guru of gurus when it comes to presidential politics, and a great friend and loyal supporter and friend, of course, of President Trump. So that was awesome to see that. So a little bit of the flyover there. Of course, the president has landed. If you just joined us right now, we saw President Trump live right here on RSBN Live. He was walking down the jetway steps over to the motorcade. He's now on his way to Daytona International Speedway. And then as soon as he enters that track, we'll just go there live, let you enjoy it. No commentary needed, of course. And we'll just listen to the roar of the crowd and enjoy this patriotic American moment here in this country. And we'll do that together here on this Sunday, February 16th. Again, as we continue to see our country be made great again, and we see world leaders, specifically the greats like Viktor Orban and others, be very happy for what's happening in America. And the people, I'm sure, around the world, of the free world that want to be free, whether they are allowed to say it in their country or not, in their heart and in their mind, they're happy that President Trump won this thing and has a great cabinet, and they want freedom. They don't want to have a government that controls them or puts their thumb down on them, and they can't say this or they can't do that. Social credit scores and all that junk out there, you know. But we have to obviously keep the peace through strength, and but have as many people be free is really my heart's desire, because I've worked in media for going on now almost 2 decades, and I've seen a lot of the left-wing slant, and I've seen the garbage spewed by the left-wing media, and it really affects people's minds and hearts, and that makes you get brainwashed and you start voting for the wrong thing. So it's great to have conservative media as the new media in the sense of the reformation of media in the United States of America. And we're great to see there at the White House that there is new media allowed there. There's a pocket of conservative journalists, even though a lot of the seats are taken by the fake news. It is what it is. But yes, do you have to be professional? I've been in that press briefing room before when I was an intern at one of the networks back in the day. You're sitting right next to all the competitors, so-called. But if I was in that room there, I would still be, cordial and friendly to the colleagues, even in the fake news press. However, I would still, stand my ground and still ask questions that are based in common sense and truth, and not be ashamed of doing that in front of them. Anyway, it's just a different time in media. Glad you're here with us, though. RSBN Live right now on this Sunday, February 16th, getting ready to go live there to Daytona Beach, Florida for the Daytona race. It's going to be awesome to see the president there with a number of people and staff. As we saw earlier, the president deplaning from Air Force One. Again, it's about 200 miles away is Daytona from Palm Beach. So that flight probably took, 10 minutes maybe? I don't even think they got to 30,000 feet because it's so close. So they're there. And again, as soon as we see that live picture, we'll send it to you. Another sponsor to thank as we continue to await the next live picture is RepublicanRed.com. So Republican Red Winery has a lot of great reviews out there. You see that bottle there? That's the, let's go with the one that's closer to me. Well, let's go to this actually too. Let's go to this live right now. We'll talk about Republican Red in just a second.
I think they gave me the wrong one. How you doing? I don't accept that. Hello, man. How you doing? You've been writing nicely about me. So.
All right, so a live feed there during the national anthem where President Trump was standing, of course, and you heard that roar of the crowd. You heard the loud planes fly over. Also, during the time of the loud roar, of course, was when President Trump, I'm sure, was on the big screen there in Daytona Beach. So I think the next thing we'll see will be the motorcade driving around the track as we cover this live here, as we have access to the various pool feeds that we work in partnership with to show us various pieces of coverage. So we'll continue to do that. And also, if producer, if you can let me know if we're hearing that the motorcade will be next. I just want to confirm it to let everybody know that's watching right now at 1:35 Eastern time. I was thinking that the president would be out, on the track there. Obviously, we know that it's a different time from 2020 to 2025. So keeping him there probably, definitely a better idea. So that's most likely why he was standing where he was there. I don't believe he was out in the middle of the entire track. Again, 150,000 people there, great patriots that love our country, love NASCAR, love President Trump, love freedom. And as soon as we get another live feed, we'll go back to Daytona Beach. And specifically, looking forward to seeing now the motorcade lead the cars around the track there as we continue our live coverage right now. So let's get back to RepublicanRed.com. You can see that this is the special blend here, 45 to 47. Wine for the right side. Go to RepublicanRed.com. Use the RSBN promo code. You get a considerable percentage off. Great tasting wine here. A lot of great reviews as well. Also, the Golden Age of America, 45 to 47. This is a sparkling wine, so not bad to pop some bubbly once in a while here, especially if you're celebrating something. So go to RepublicanRed.com. Use that promo code RSBN for a great discount. They have an awesome website as well with a lot of various wines on there that you can check out if you'd like to do that. So RepublicanRed.com. All right, so 1:37 Eastern time. As soon as I see a live feed, we're going to go to it. We have a control room, of course. They're monitoring that. And so we're kind of watching here together as we continue on. I believe there are more than 500 votes so far for the Ford versus Chevy. Which one do you like more, Ford or Chevy? You can go to Matthew Alvarez on Truth Social, and you can put your vote there at latest check as we await the next live feed from the president there at Daytona. I believe Chevy does have the lead still, so let me just double check. It does. Okay, so 54.4% say Chevrolet, 45.6% say Ford. So 546 votes. There's 20 hours remaining in this fun poll today. I picked Ford because, again, I like the F-150, but hey, Chevrolet obviously has a number of great vehicles. I saw one of the comments there. They like their S10. How about that? A smaller pickup truck for the Chevy. Of course, there's the Ford Ranger, Ford Mustang, the F-150, 250, 350 for those of you working in different industries that have to do with lifting a whole lot of stuff out there. But I know I'm not a truck salesman right now, but I'm gonna be one real quick. I know that they're expensive, some of them, but if you could find a used one, decent mileage on it, I just think they're much safer to drive. So I know that I'm preaching to the choir there, and I don't currently drive a truck, but once I can get one, I'm going to get one. I want to get a Ford F-150. It'd be nice to have one. All right, so Daytona Beach, taking a live look there. That's the Earth Cam. We're awaiting the president to be in the motorcade and drive around the track. That is the picture from 2020. So looking forward to seeing that live right here on RSBN Live at any minute from now. We'll be going there. I'm sure that the national anthem, of course, was just sung, and then the flyover happened. So it looks like that is the beast. So why don't we go there live and just listen in Daytona 500.
Speedway and the France family, we'd like to welcome back the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America.
Is about. Every victory is a win. From green flag to checkered flag, it's a passion that ignites strategy. Endurance and precision to find the right line.
All right, there you go. Some live footage there from Daytona 500. Obviously a great moment seeing the president in the motorcade going around the track there. This is the 67th Great American Race in Daytona. Obviously 150,000 people there with 150,000 cell phones equals the kind of footage that you saw there. Of course, the camera person there with the pool using a cellular kind of television live stream, obviously not a satellite, so that's the difference. We've used Starlink here at our network, of course, at various rallies, so it's great to see the clear picture. But still, I'm glad we can enjoy this, get the idea of what it was like there in Daytona. Now, this obviously was pre-race presidential coverage. We don't have the rights to air a NASCAR race. That is for Fox. That race has started. So if you really want to see the race, of course, you have to go over there to watch it. But we're glad you guys joined us here for this, pre-race coverage here, this presidential coverage, seeing the president with the national anthem earlier. Also, if you're just joining us, go ahead and scrub back. Watch some of the coverage. We had the live picture from Air Force One as President Trump arrived in Daytona. And it was just great to see it all the way around. Again, a wonderful day of racing happening now, and the race lasts for quite a while. I'm interested to see who wins because the 3 car manufacturers in this race today, there are 45 drivers. It's Chevy, it's Ford, and it's Toyota. And if you've been following our poll on Matthew Alvarez, in the sense of at Matthew Alvarez on Truth Social, you know that a number of people are saying, well, Chevy is better than Ford and Ford's better than Chevy. So go ahead and vote there if you'd like. It's 2 o'clock, top of the hour right now. Let's see what we can do here. I'm not sure if we're going to hold on a little bit, but we will for a bit. As you see there, Ford or Chevy, go ahead and pick which one on Truth Social. Some people said Dodge, I saw in the comments, and I hear you. There's some great Dodge vehicles out there. Having driven a Dodge truck before, quite a lot of power in those, but I'll tell you, a F-150 or a Silverado on the truck side, great trucks all the way around, SUVs and all. So I'm not a salesperson for these companies, but I do know that this is always something we talk about in this country. Are you a Ford guy or a Chevy guy? So there you go. Let's go to one of the sponsors. Producer, can you repeat as we continue our live coverage? All right, Tax Network USA, so it's 800-357-1415. If you're looking to settle any back taxes, all you have to do is call that number or go to that website. Great patriotic group. They'll help you get to the next level of financial freedom. 800-357-1415. Okay, so we're going to extend our coverage slightly here a bit for you. If we get a great replay that's much clearer of what we just saw, we'll play that for you here on the network. We'll wait for quite a little bit of time here, but once I receive the directive, we'll end this broadcast, and we can also post a video if we get one that's much clearer on all of our social platforms, of course, as we continue our live coverage at 2:02 Eastern. Again, for those of you looking to watch the race, we don't have the copyright rights on that. Obviously, that is something that Fox has, so you have to watch the race over there. But the pre-presidential race coverage, of course, great to see it right here. And glad you would join us, Right Side Broadcasting Network. As you've seen, a lot of great, clear footage, of course, from the White House, the East Room, the Roosevelt Room. The other day, the welcoming cabinet room there, the Oval Office, and on here at the network. And also when the president or the vice president travels, whether it's stateside or whether it's in some other country, we get those live feeds, and we'll bring you all of the news that matters to America. You know, America First News, things that are common sense. This is not going to be confusing to watch this network. It's 1 + 1 = 2, even though other mainstream networks might say 1 + 1 = 74. Yeah, if you catch my drift on that. So we're keeping it simple because that's the way you got to do it sometimes. I mean, at the end of the day, it was beautiful to see Daytona Beach as well, as President Trump again just flew 200 miles from the Palm Beach Airport to Daytona Beach. That's a live picture right there from EarthCam as we continue to see if we'll get this replay for you that is more clear than the one we just saw. Obviously, the live feed there was very choppy because of the 150,000 plus cell phones there makes it for a choppy situation. Again, here at the network, we do have the capability with the great Elon Musk's Starlink. So how did we, when we would cover thousands and thousands of rallies, it seems, over the years, right? But recently, though, talk about thousands, there were, in some cases, more than 50, 60, 80,000 people in various outdoor rallies. And so the reason why we were able to cover it in such clear fashion is because we do work with a great man named Elon Musk in the sense of purchasing his product called Starlink. So we're able to have Starlink and also some of our different cellular packs that allow us to broadcast in such clear fashion. Obviously, that's that case there. You got a lot of cells around the racetrack. That was from 2020. So similar look today of the motorcade going around the track there. It was quite awesome to see the president there, hearing also Alan Parsons' project and some Van Halen there. And then also the Thunderbirds from the Air Force flying around. You kept hearing that roar of the jet engines. Those were Thunderbirds from the U.S. Air Force just doing rounds. You know what's cool about it is usually it's just one flyover, not with the U.S. Air Force today. There was like 5 or 6 flyovers. Pretty awesome moment there. And again, the question of the day, just for fun, on this Sunday, February 16th, Ford or Chevy? You can go ahead to the poll there. I think there's about more than 500 people that have checked out the poll. Thanks for checking it out. And of course, go to RSBN on True Social. At RSBN just posted President Trump's historic return to NASCAR. So as I check the latest numbers right here, Ford or Chevy? Okay, so 55% of you out there say Chevrolet. 44% are with Ford. 19 hours remaining on this poll, 646 votes so far, and climbing. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the country decides to vote when it comes to this very, very small poll happening right now. But it's great to see it happen here on the network. Again, we're standing by right now to see if there's a replay of the motorcade going around. Now, a little bit of inside baseball before we get to our next sponsor. So that was obviously live with a cellular live feed. It was choppy because of the 150,000 some odd people with cell phones and on in that area, right? But when a camera person is doing that live feed, they also have one of those like SD cards. They put them in the camera. They can hit record. So that is just a perfect recording from the camera. So what they do is they can replay that recording of the live feed. If you follow all this, then they can feed it back to us, and we might be able to show you that here at the network. When I say might, it's because when will they roll that feed back? That's the question. And if they will roll it back. The reason why we don't know also is because the pool sometimes they are getting called by the Secret Service to move over here, do this, stop recording. I know that's a lot of information, but for those of you that are wondering about the feeds and that kind of thing, just wanted to give you a little bit of inside baseball on that because transparency, I think, is key, especially in media anymore. We see transparency with Doge, we see transparency with the president and the White House press secretary. We're following that because common sense is transparency, and we're just letting you know about the camera feed. So if we get that here soon, we'll show it to you. If we don't, and it is sent to us, we'll upload it to Truth, to X, to our website, and various places. All right, so 207, a number of great sponsors to thank as well. Did you say Brightcore producer? All right, Brightcore, there it is. Kimchi One, a great product here at the network, 888-722-0936. So go to mybrightcore.com/RSBN. If you buy 2 Kimchi One products, you get one free. Also, this Kimchi One product is a probiotic. So kimchi is a probiotic that will help those 3 items right there and on. I mean, this is a great step in making America healthy again. A great product there. Brightcore is the product, and it's called Kimchi One. Right there on the bottom left of your screen, you can see the Kimchi One logo as well. So 888-722-0936, mybrightcore.com/RSBN. So we have Ford, Chevy, and Toyota racing in today's Daytona 500. The question is, who will win the race, right? So I will be smiling just because it's fun from ear to ear if a Ford driver wins today, because we did the whole poll thing and all that. So hopefully a Ford driver does pull it through and win, but we'll see. Again, that is over on Fox as they have the rights to show the race. Our coverage today, of course, was the president arriving at the beautiful track there in Daytona Beach. Of course, his arrival on Air Force One. We were also able to show you Dan Scavino Jr.'s post from Air Force One looking down at the track. Quite awesome to see that. So a little bit of different vantage points than a normal network sports coverage would be. But at the end of the day, still great to provide you things that you might not see on that kind of network. So pretty awesome to see that. Again, those were Thunderbirds with the U.S. Air Force flying around. Quite awesome to see that as well. This was from 2020, that picture there. And we're looking forward to seeing if we get this live feed. So, all right, we do know, of course, coming up this week, just a programming note as we delay our ending of this broadcast for a minute, that CPAC will have full wall-to-wall CPAC coverage for you. So RSBN's Robert McNeely, Christina Loren, and Ashley Brassfield will be there live, wall-to-wall for you. All the speeches, all the interviews, everything conservative you can think of there at CPAC. Also, I'll be here at the studio as we continue to cover President Trump. I was going to say from the White House, but we do know that he's going to be at Mar-a-Lago. Tomorrow's President's Day, of course. And then he'll stay in Palm Beach up until CPAC. But of course, that is the winter White House. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a press conference with the president, or maybe even a press conference from the White House press secretary. So guess what? The producer's telling me that that is the replay from moments ago. See how much clearer it is. So this camera person recorded it on the SD card. We're going to show this to you once they hit play on that back there. I mean, we do see people moving around. So as soon as there's more activity, we'll take that live right now because we're live here, but we'll throw it to the recorded video of the moment of the president going around the track. And also, I saw one moment where the Thunderbirds, when they were flying over, they panned back and tilted up, and you saw the planes go over the Daytona Speedway. So as soon as we see them play this video in the sense of when it gets closer to seeing the motorcade, we will gladly show that to you. Now, what it looks like there is, since that's the infield, see, I'm confused by it, to be honest with you. So we've got the infield there. I thought that that's where all the trailers are and all that with people camping. I've never been to Daytona 500, but I have been to Bristol Motor Speedway, and I've seen Talladega, and I've seen the Pocono 400 up in Pennsylvania, at least the track there. So not sure about my bearings on this actual track, but if as soon as we see something more, which we're starting to see right now, let's go there and see this replay much clearer than before. right, so that was the replay, a bit better footage there, of course, a lot clearer than when it was live, but that was within the past 15 minutes. So great to see all of that coverage there. Of course, we're seeing the photo from 2020 as the motorcade went around just 5 years ago. And then, of course, the right bottom of your screen is Daytona Beach, Florida, live right now, the Earth Cam. We do know that President Trump will be spending the next few days at the Winter White House in Florida, of course, Mar-a-Lago, and then he'll be going to CPAC a bit later in the week. Of course, you can watch that CPAC coverage right here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. We'll also have a separate stream for any America First news, anything that involves press conferences, especially related to President Trump or President Trump's cabinet, or even those 7 people that we're looking to see get confirmed yet. That list that I shared with you at the top of the broadcast is as follows. FBI's Kash Patel, so we're waiting for Kash Patel for confirmation there with the FBI. Secretary for Commerce, Howard Lutnick. The UN Ambassador to the UN, Elise Stefanik. The Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. The Small Business Administrator, Kelly Loeffler. And the U.S. Trade Representative, Jameson Greer. Of course, keeping our eyes on a number of stories as they happen in real time here at the network, especially obviously during the busy work week. You've seen a lot of coverage here since January 20th and on, now that we are about less than 30 days into the second administration for President Trump. So we'll be covering as much as we can here at the network every day, pretty much every time there's been a live feed, whether it's at the White House or at the Pentagon, or if the president or the vice president travels. Obviously, we'll show you that here at Right Side. All right, so let's look at some other Truth Social posts as I will await the wrap from our producers and directors as the race is continuing on another network, of course. It was great to be able to show you various coverage here at the network as well, Right Side Broadcasting Network. Now, President Trump earlier today on Truth Social talking about a number of people that announcements of various people that you can see on his Truth Social page. This all happened within literally 3 minutes ago. So him saying that he is proud to nominate John Jonovich to serve as the chairman and chief executive officer of the Export-Import Bank of the United States. John will utilize his experience in finance, investments, and business building across the energy, commodities, and critical infrastructure sectors to make America energy and manufacturing dominant again. So interesting, President Trump on a Sunday, there at the race, and then all of a sudden, right away, hey, saying, you know what, I still have work to do, and posting out these messages here, talking about nominating various judges, announcing people that will be serving for Export-Import Bank of the United States, the EXIM. Also speaking about a number of judges here. Also pleased to announce that Jim Byron will be serving as the senior advisor to our acting archivist, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio. So a lot going on, even on a Sunday here, when it comes to the amount of different announcements. So, producer, should we wrap at this point? As I'm not sure if we have any more footage from Daytona at this point. Okay, let's go to MyPillow.com as well. MyPillow.com, a great sponsor here at the network. Of course, all you have to do is go to MyPillow.com/RSBN. 80% off, up to 80% off of a number of great products there on MyPillow. So more than 2,000 products on MyPillow.com, a great sponsor here at the network. All right, so we've received the directive that we can wrap this broadcast. Thanks so much for tuning in, streaming in on this Sunday, February 16th. We'll be back tomorrow and through the week as we continue our RSBN live coverage. For all of us here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, I'm Matthew Alvarez. Thanks for watching this pre-race presidential coverage. We'll see you later.
Hey y'all, it's Silk from the Diamond and Silk Chit Chat live show. Look, don't forget to check me out right here on RSBN Network. Be sure to watch the show on Right Side Broadcasting Network, and I want you to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. Yes, it's imperative that you do so, okay? I look to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Families across the nation have arrived at a heartbreaking crossroad to surrender their beloved animals at alarming rates due to inflation and soaring costs of living.
There are so many overcrowded shelters. So many dogs need a home, but it's all of us working together to solve this crisis.
This fight requires both doers and dollars. Join us at Big Dog Ranch Rescue. Please sign up today.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
Welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network, your trusted conservative news outlet. At RSBN, we deliver the truth when the mainstream media falls short. Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies, bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else. By watching RSBN, you get an unfiltered front row view of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity and passion you deserve. Thank you for choosing RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.